Folks are going to see this and they're going to say, Jeremy, I cannot believe you're doing this. The people have spoken. The wheel gun is antiquated, it's passé, it's dead. I don't think so. Right now we're looking at my Model 15 38 Special, and we're looking at my Beretta 92 Inox. Both of these are excellent shooters. The advantage a semi-automatic has is generally its capacity. This Beretta has a 15 round magazine. Counting the round in the chamber, that gives us 16 shots. The revolver carries 6. Second advantage the semi-automatic has, you can reload it quick if you have a spare magazine. If your magazines are damaged or you don't have a spare, guess what? You're out of business. You basically have, at best, a complex single-shot pistol. If you have one with a magazine disconnect, hope you brought a backup. It's time to come up with a new plan. Another advantage with the semi-automatic is that malfunctions, you can usually clear them pretty quickly if you're properly trained on them and you know what you're doing. With the revolver, particularly the Magnum revolvers, and this is my 38 and comparable in power to the 9mm, but I could just as easily swap that out for my Model 19 and 357 Magnum, my Security 6 and 357 Magnum, my 44 Special, my 44 Magnum. A lot of times what I'm giving up in capacity with a revolver, I can make up for in horsepower. And if I'm beating around the woods and I have to shoot a bad hog or some other critter, I would rather have that horsepower. Particularly if it's with a Magnum revolver with some deep penetrating bullets that are going to get into the vitals. The revolver, unlike the semi-automatic, is not pressure sensitive. It's operated mechanically. So I can shoot anything from snake shot, light target loads, standard loads, higher pressure loads. The gun doesn't know the difference as far as its cycling. The revolver can be formidable if you have somebody who knows how to keep it running. That means use of speed loaders, or either knows how to load it with loose ammunition. And somebody who's proficient with it, quite a formidable adversary. The other advantage to the revolver, beside the horsepower, is if my magazines are damaged or I don't have an extra one with my semi-automatic, I'm out of gas. With the revolver, I can load loose cartridges in it. I'm not dependent on a speed loader or some kind of loading device. Both of these guns have served well. The Beretta for the military and the K-frame 38 was the standard for law enforcement for a long time, and both of them have crossed over in those fields. You know, some of the militaries used K-frame 38s. Some law enforcement's used Berettas. The biggest thing is going to be make sure you have the skills to keep your gun running. Match it to your needs. If I'm out here beating around in the woods where I may encounter a rattlesnake, my first 2 cylinders may be loaded with snake shot and a revolver. With the semi-automatic, they don't cycle reliably. I've got to manually cycle it to make those work. The disadvantage to a revolver as far as reliability is when it goes down hard. Generally, it's from heavy loads that aren't crimped enough and the bullet walks out the front of the cylinder enough to tie it up. When that happens, I hope you have a backup because it's time for a new plan. These are just some thoughts on the revolver and semi-automatic. Pick the one you like, and it may comes down to, do you like blondes, redheads, or brunettes? Or you may be like me and favor all three. Later on.